Welcome back to Late Night Live. Now, time for something a little bit different. It is Friday night, and probably a lot of us might be thinking of going for a little trip to the pictures this weekend. Well, Ian Dunning's with me tonight to give us an idea of what movies might be worth a look. Ian, thanks very much for joining us this evening.
Fiona.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Flicks
Yeah, I've been
today.
going to the movies quite a lot recently.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, what have you seen? What's happening this summer for cinema?
I'd talk about three things tonight. I've just been to see the Mr. Holmes film with Ian McKellen, and it's absolutely wonderful. So I thought it's probably the sort of film that most people might look at and think, well, I'd rather give that a miss.
Yeah.
But actually, it's so good that I really want to big that up. There's also a season of Mexican films happening at the Viva Art, at the Home Arts Centre, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But to begin with, I thought it's worth talking about the summer blockbusters, because we're in that
So
time of
many
year
them.
when one week after another there's an enormous film coming out, and you go and see it and you think this is going to be great, and in my experience, I'm afraid you end up walking away feeling disappointed.
You find it a letdown,
Do you not relate to that?
I do. I'm not a blockbuster girl, to be honest. That's not what would draw me to the cinema, to be honest. But the one film that I was not let down by the last couple of years was Godzilla.
Okay.
Not my type of film at all, but I
Right.
did go to see. I actually found it
That's
ticked
the
all
second.
those boxes.
Yeah, that was the recent Godzilla.
The
It was
most
a little
recent
bit weird,
one.
wasn't it?
It was
a little
very
bit,
strange.
Yeah.
It was a different kind of take on the whole story. I just found it kind of massive. I found it big and
Okay.
blockbuster.
Well, maybe you'd like the Jurassic
So
Park, the
maybe.
Jurassic World film that's coming out. Although I don't think you would, to be honest, because
You weren't impressed.
I went to see it. I thought, Jurassic World. What can be a problem with this film? It's got dinosaurs. It's picking up on the Jurassic Park thing. The problem is, I went to see it, and it basically does what it says on the tin. It's a dinosaur movie. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a world of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. The dinosaurs are going to get out. There's going to be some big hoo-ha with the dinosaurs. They're going to eat people and stuff, and that is what happens. And then by the end, things are going to be restored back to the way they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
With maybe some kind of change.
Right.
That's what you expect. That's what you get. The difference is that it's in 3D. That's basically the big difference.
That's
it's
the
in
only
3D.
difference you found.
And I'm afraid 3D has kind of lost its appeal, hasn't it?
Do you feel it has?
I feel it has. I mean, when it first came
it's
out,
made
I
a
remember
comeback,
seeing
hasn't it?
Avatar. Did you see Avatar?
I didn't see that one actually, no.
Well, that was just amazing 3D experience. I mean, it
Right.
was so immersive. Everything about it made sense in 3D.
Right.
But increasingly, 3D is just things jumping out at the screen at you.
Do you think it's a lazy way of trying to throw in, and now in 3D when actually we haven't? Sometimes you buy a magazine and they give a free gift with it, but that month the magazine isn't actually that good.
No, exactly.
Is that what you feel like 3D
I think
kind
maybe
of
3D
experience is,
compensates for a relatively ordinary movie. So they know that they're designing these films around the 3D moment. So there's going to be a chase, there's going to be a moment where the dinosaur is there and the person is there and the dinosaur will come towards the screen.
We do know what to expect, I guess, from the Jurassic. Because it is a franchise, isn't it, though? So, I mean, I don't know, is it kind of your own fault that you came away disappointed, Ian? Do you know what I mean? Were you expecting too much?
Maybe. But I am actually looking forward to some of these films. I mean, the Mission Impossible film. I have a thing for Tom Cruise. I'm afraid I didn't used to. He used to really annoy me.
He's a good actor.
But increasingly,
he's a good actor.
He just kind of he wins me over.
Right.
And the fact that he's 52 now and he's still jumping out of aeroplanes.
He's still out there.
I give him some respect for that. So I'm looking forward to the Mission Impossible.
So that's
film.
another blockbuster.
It is.
Now, what's this? Is this continuing on from the last Mission Impossible films?
I've no.
Do you know?
Yes, obviously it's the next
pick
thing.
Up.
There's something is happening. There's a rival organisation that's trying to sort of overthrow the organisation
Isn't
of Tom
there
Cruise.
always?
Yes,
Isn't there always?
Tom Cruise is going to jump out of aeroplanes and actually I think in this film he hangs onto the side of an aeroplane. That's the big
Shocker.
thing. Yeah, and you don't know what happens next, but presumably he doesn't fall to his death.
Sure.
Which would be a kind of a refreshing moment.
that would be a very dark kind of end to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's Mission Impossible Jurassic Park. It is the summer of the blockbusters, because what else do we have coming out? There's the...
there's a whole bunch of films. There's the new Terminator film, which has Arnold Schwarzenegger back in it, but other members have just been replaced by other actors who look a little bit like the original people.
Now, I found this one kind of interesting, just still going back to Jurassic Park again.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible, Terminator, what's the other one? Mad Max.
Oh, Mad Max, yeah. Did you see that?
I haven't seen anything new.
Again.
But what's happening? Have we just gone back?
Oh, they're just remaking old films.
All the films that
because they have no new ideas and they know that old formulas work. So people know what they're going to get.
Well,
they will pay the money to go to the cinema. And that's what it's all about. It's about money. It's not really about anything more than that. So
I think Terminator's always going to be a huge draw. Well, I think Terminator's always been massive. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, the whole futuristic, end of the world, apocalyptic.
Sure.
That's a massive draw, isn't it? I found the last one very disappointing. I'm a massive Terminator fan.
Of course,
The first two, my favourite films.
I was there on opening night. in America, in Boston, watching Terminator 2 in a full crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just the most unbelievable experience. And it still stands up, that film.
I think it does still stand up. It does still stand up.
Better than most things, better than everything that comes out.
But this one is kind of a lot to live up to. I mean, the last film wasn't great, sure, it wasn't the Christian Bale one.
It was horrible.
There's a bit of controversy around his own behaviour, kind of took from the film and how he was on set and that. So I don't know, I kind of feel a bit sad when they get to this level with a franchise that they should just draw a line.
They should just drop it. And they did drop it. But then they pick them up again because they haven't got any new ideas and they know that the old ideas will bring people in. Perhaps I can move on to Mr. Brown because there's
Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, obviously, Mr. Brown was a different film, but it's made by the same company. Obviously, the BBC are behind this film, and it's a British film. It's not full of dinosaurs. There's nobody falling out of aeroplanes. It's Ian McKellen, and I don't know about you, but I've never really got very far with Ian McKellen. I know he's a great actor. He's been in Shakespeare. He's been in
Lord of the Rings,
Gandalf. He's been in the X-Men.
He's done a piece in Coronation Street.
Yes, and he's got his own sitcom with
he has as well.
Claudius guy.
The name escapes me.
Derek Jacobi. Yeah.
But what's different about this Sherlock Holmes then? What's the difference between Robert Downey Jr. was?
Well, it's the complete opposite. Robert Downey Jr. films. He's an action hero. He's fighting in slow motion. In this film, they've gone the other way. They've made him into a real character. And even in the books, Sherlock Holmes isn't really a real character. He wears a deerstalker hat and he plays the violin and he smokes opium maybe. But he's not much of a character. He's a crime-solving machine.
Sure.
And in this film, he's a real person. You really feel for him. He's an old man. He's 93 in this film. And Ian McKellen just brings him alive. It's such a tremendous performance.
So you'd recommend that one?
I would really recommend people going to watch that.
Great. So I don't want to rush it on, but we have a trailer, don't we, coming up as well. So let's talk a little bit about the Mexican film season at Home Arts.
The Home Arts Centre is showing a season of Mexican films this weekend. There's 5 or 6 films that you would never get to see anywhere else in Britain. Manchester specialises in this. The old Corner House used to have a season of films every year, and they're doing it again.
It's great, isn't it?
What we can watch now, if you like, is a trailer of a film called Paraíso, which is Spanish for paradise.
Great.
Maybe you can watch the trailer.
Let's go and have a look at the trailer. We'll have a chat about it when we come back.
¿Tú crees que estamos haciendo bien?
¿De dejarlo aquí?
No, de mudarnos. Allá no conocemos a nadie.
¿Y eso qué, gorda? Es lo mejor que nos puede haber pasado.
¿Me podría avisar cuando lleguemos a Barranca del Muerto?
Muy buena, yo de vuelta en Legaria. Si quieres te dejo ahí en Marina Nacional, agarras luego uno que te deje hasta Mariano Escobedo, luego uno que te lleve por todo el circuito.
Ok.
Ella es mi esposa, Carmen.
Hola, mucho gusto, mucho gusto.
¿Viste a esos dos gordos? Se escaparon de una exposición de Botero. Ahora la chava con su minifaldo de Piggy.
¿Por qué te quieres poner a dieta?
Todos mis pantalones parecen mayones.
¿Y eso qué, gorda? A mí me encantas de mayones.
¿Cómo dice nuestro lema? ¿El mal peso? ¡Dame prisa! Exactamente, muy bien.
¿Tú crees que soy bonita?
Claro, ¿por qué?
Nada más. Hola.
Hola.
¿Quién es la persona 2?
Tío, no pasó nada. Fui a una compañera del banco. Está bien.
Deja de decirme gorda.
Ya me contaron. Todos son iguales. Yo te apoyo, amiga.
Siempre es tiempo de retomar el camino y ayudarnos a vencer a la sucursal de Villacuapa. ¿Ok?
Bajaste 900 gramos.
¡Yo quiero, gordo!
No, 900.
So that was Paradiso, and you've been to that one. Or
I haven't actually been to it. It's happening this weekend. Yes.
Paradise.
So, Paradise, yeah, and it's kind of an ironic title, I suppose, because it's all about these, as you've seen from the trailer. It's about these 2 people from the countryside who are pretty overweight. They're a couple. They're a happily married couple, and they've been living in the countryside all these years, eating food, being happy. And all of a sudden, for some reason, I'm not quite sure why,
Sounds like Paradise already.
they decide, well, that was Paradise. What they do is they decide to move to the city.
Right.
So it's a classic story of moving from the country to the city, and they think they're going to arrive in paradise, and in fact what happens is everybody kind of looks at them as they're overweight.
Right.
So all of a sudden the fact that they're fat becomes a massive problem. And, you know, it's a sort of story, it's a comedy, so it's kind of light. It's a sort of story you just wouldn't find, I don't think. It wouldn't be done the same way in Hollywood or even in England, I don't think. It's a sort of story that Spanish do really, really well, I think.
They do
this is Mexican.
Type
the Spanish
subject well,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's also interesting, isn't it, to kind of just compare the country life to city life and the superficiality of city life and how everyone's much more appearance focused and all that kind of thing, where you have this lovely couple who have come from the country, lovely, relaxed, natural life probably. Yes, maybe they're a bit overweight, but maybe all their food's fully natural and, you know, no additives and no... they've come to the city and now they're being judged. Yeah, and it's a very thought-provoking kind of idea, isn't it, the way in which we sort of take certain body ideals for granted. But this film is kind of questioning that, and it's thought-provoking, but it's also a comedy, and it's got this classic kind of Mexican feel about it. And Mexican cinema has a real kind of style to it that once you've seen a few films like that, obviously they've got subtitles. A lot of people are put off by films with subtitles. Having to read when they go. You get used to that, and you know, once you're used to it, you want to see more. And you won't get to see these films anywhere else except in Manchester. It's a real speciality. And so that's at the Home Arts Centre.
Home Arts Centre this weekend. Is that, Ian? That particular film, I think it's on Saturday. It's the Saturday, brilliant. Yeah, okay. And there's a Q&A, I think, with the director. Perfect. Yeah. All right, brilliant. Well, cheers, Ian. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll see you next week for some more movie news. Join us again after the break when I'll be back with Mike and Jacob for some more late night chat. Don't go away.